Hello everybody, welcome back to the channel. I just wanted to kind of show you my top 11 birds this year for old birds. I have all kinds of different colors, blue ballers, blue checks, grizzles, whites, reds, and even a tiger grizzle. So it's amazing what kind of different colors you get and how well they do. And the reason I wanted to show you my top birds is to help show you how I determine on who my top birds are. My all-time favorite bird is the one right down here. She is well known as White Lightning. She is my fastest bird I've ever had so far, and she's a white bird. A lot of people told me white birds do not race, but she was phenomenal. She is now retired, and I use strictly her for breeding, but I plan on breeding her to one of these guys here next year. That is my goal. So I'm hoping she does really well with young birds and stuff. Well, I guess time will tell. We'll find out. But as you can see, like I said, I got all these different colors, and I've got a lot of compliments on the different colors I do have, which is, unique. And the reason I started racing the white birds is because when I first started getting into pigeons, I did some bad tosses. I didn't know any better. For example, like the last couple of days, I've had some bad tosses with my young birds only making it 7 miles. And yes, they made it home, but they didn't do it in very good time. Me being inexperienced, figured, well, if they made it home from there, I can take them to the next level and take them out further. And I lost a lot of birds that way. So I'm learning by an example and trying to help other people like yourselves by taking and keep repeating the same spot again to help so they get it. I can see them within 20 minutes. It's only a 10-minute drive for me, but 20 minutes, okay, I'm okay with that. Then I could bump them up, but for right now, it took them an hour and 15 minutes. That's not acceptable. That's why you got to keep repeating it until they get it down. And then change spots. That's just the way I do things. Everybody's got their own opinion, of course. That's the way it is. So. But I just wanted to touch base with you and kind of show you my birds and the different colors I do have. I think they're kind of unique, It's amazing how many different colors you got in this here to make my top. Well, there's actually 11 birds in here. But it's amazing. So I will show you here in just a minute on how I determine which my top birds are. Here's that sheet I was telling you about. I wanted to show you a little bit more on how I determine what my top birds are. I go through the race results and stuff like that, and I take the top 10 birds that made it home. So out of the 107 miles this race here, these are my top 10 birds, okay? They might not have won all the races, but they made it home, and they made it home, out of the top 10, considering, if you send 25 birds, these are the top 10 birds, okay? That makes a huge difference, which ones are the, kind of the better ones. But same with this one here, out of 168 miles, these are my top 10 birds. 172 miles, these are the top 10 birds. Out of 147 miles, that was the top 10 birds. These 3 races here, I had to split up my birds because these 2 here are on the same day. This one here was on a different day. This is, of course, a long one. That was the 528-mile race. I sent 6 birds to that race, and 3 made it home. 263-mile one, I think I sent 7 birds, and 1 didn't make it home, but 6 did, which is pretty good. And this one here, of course, I sent, I think, like 12 birds, and they're my top 10 birds, okay? These will help you determine on which birds are better to keep you know, for breeding purposes, or keep, you know, to help keep an eye on from year to year to see if they keep performing really good. Some birds really do really good, some birds do not. Just for example here, this bird right here, 751, he did phenomenal. He was my top bird in the races for young birds, but as an old bird, he made it back, what, 3 times I think in the top 10. No, 2 times, which is not great, you know, but he did phenomenal as a young bird. So just because they always do really good as a young bird doesn't mean necessarily they do really good as an old bird. That's just an example, you know, kind of to show you, you know, I just wanted to kind of show you how I determine which ones are my best birds. But so out of all 11 races up here, these are my top 11 birds here, okay? So there's that grizzle in here, that's 757. It made it back 6 times out of the races here, you know, so she's one of the top birds. 85, 87, same thing, 6 times out of all these races. 93, 60, 91, she made it back 6 times. 6930 has a white one, he made it back 6 times. 8528, that's another male, that's a blue check in there, he made it back, you know, 6 times out of all the races, you know, the top birds, you know. So anyways, 8527 made it back 5 times. The 303 is that tiger grizzle, made it back you know, 5 times. So this one here is actually the son of White Lightning, so that's part of the reason I kept him here, just because I know she really performed for me. She won a lot of races out of old birds races like this. She had like 7 or 8, you know, times she made it back in top, and I mean in the top 3 category. So she's always one of the top 3 or 4 birds out of all the races I had last year. So that's why I kind of retired her. But anyways, and actually this is the last couple of years she's done that for me, so I was like, well, it's time to retire. She's been one of my best birds, so I'd retired her. So, but I can't thank enough for a gentleman showing me how to do this. He's a really, really good friend of mine. That's unbelievable. All I can say is thank you very much, and you know who you are. You're a great friend, and I cannot thank you enough. But I wanted to kind of share this with the rest of the world, because that really helped me determine which birds are my best birds. So now I will also take, and here's this section here, once I get all of my race results on who is the top points for the year, so out of all the birds, you know, and we'll write them down here, you know, who's the top points. So for example, out of 303 here, she might have only had 5 times, but she could have been in top up in here. She could have higher points than, you know, for example, the 757 here, you know, she could have had more points because you made it home faster and a faster time. So that helps determine which ones you're going to keep. So I just kind of wanted to show you the difference. So if you have any questions, please let me know. But you can leave a comment down below, and I'll try to answer as many questions as I can. But I also give you an update today. I got to redo my 7-mile toss. I just wanted to kind of show you how I determine my top birds, basically. So for breeding purposes and all that fun stuff. So, all right. Well, it was good news today. It went a little better today than it did yesterday. It took them an hour and a half the first time, an hour and 10 minutes today, second day, and it took them 35 minutes today to get home from the 7 miles. So I'll probably do one more toss from the same spot again, just to get their encouragement up, so they feel more comfortable, you know, going that distance. So that's how they, you know, you build your team up and keep going there. And so just wanted to give you guys an update. So please like, subscribe, and leave a comment if you want. So y'all have a great day. Bye.